Hello everyone. Welcome to another session of stock levels in storage. Today we are going to be discussing how do we go about reporting storage space. So in a retail store, as we've already discussed, we have to maintain stock levels and make sure that it is kept safely. So to keep it safely, to make sure that the stock levels are maintained at the proper levels is a big challenge for our retailers. So what do we need? We need to keep the specific type of merchandise in a proper place and store it properly. And we need to make sure it is displayed properly so that the customer can come and purchase it and have a positive purchase experience. So in this session, we are talking about reporting storage space and what the various spaces available are for the retail. So first of all, we're looking at the floor plan. It's a duty of the store operation assistant to maintain the floor plan. And floor plan is the place where goods or products and customer service are put together and also indicate the movement space for the customer. So how you've planned your store. There is space for people to move around, to shop for their products, to try out their products, as well as to pay for it. So that entire store has got a floor plan. Allocating space is a very important aspect of retail. It means allotting a particular place for keeping a specific type of merchandise and facilitating a customer and increasing the sales by satisfying the customer and to give a customer a positive purchase experience. So when we talk about space, there is space for keeping your products, for displaying it, and there is also non-selling areas in a particular store. So we need to make sure that the customer is able to easily move around the store, to be able to buy whatever they need, and to have a positive purchase experience. So when you look at this example here, you can see that there is an entry here. You can browse through the products. In between, you left space between the aisles. And when you're coming out, you can bill for the products and you can exit easily. So this allows for easy movement of customers in the store. So when we talk about types of spaces needed, we know very well as customers when we go to a store, we are surrounded by products and that is the sales floor. But besides that, there is also an aspect of the store that the planner has to be dealing with. So there are five main types of floor needs in a store. Let's look at them one by one. First is the back room. Back room is like the storeroom that we have in our homes. It is the space where the extra merchandising is stored. It looks something like this. Then another space that we are talking about are the office and functional spaces. Every retail store has to have a space for an office, an area where the employees can take a break, where there is a training room where meetings and trainings can happen, an office for the manager and assistant manager, and bathroom or restroom facilities for customers and employees, and perhaps other areas like trial rooms, etc. So it could be something like this, where we've got restrooms, we've got offices, we've got areas where we can have some, maybe your lunch or dinner. Then we are talking about aisles, service areas, and non-selling areas of main sales floor. Some space must be given up for non-selling functions so that a large number of shoppers can move through the store. So we are not anticipating that there will be only one or two people visiting the store and there will be enough space for the employees as well. We have to anticipate for a number of customers and for all the employees at the same time. So in addition to aisles, space must also be given for dressing rooms, layaway areas, service desk, and other customer service facilities where we are not selling anything. So it could be like this, where we have the customers dealing with so many cashiers, their products on that side. So we need a lot of space in a retail store. So we are talking about wall merchandising space. Walls are important elements. Why? You can have fixtures that can hold the amounts of merchandise that you want to sell, or it can have display areas where you can have visual displays for the products that are there in the rest of the store. You can have signages. So anything that is there to attract the customer. So wall merchandising could look like this, where you've utilized the wall space. And then we have floor merchandising space, where different types of fixtures can be used to display a variety of goods. It can be like four-arm browsers, Z browsers, T browsers. You can have various kind of browsers or racks and you could have shelves to display the products. When we're talking about a retailer and the space that the retailer has, it is definitely limited. So in that space, the retailer has to make sure that there is products for sale. There has to be also area for all the operations that we have to have in the retail store. So he has to balance the maximum of merchandise with the ability and functionality of the store. Because as we know, there is always limited space for retail. So how can retailers use the available space? We have to be very smart when we are using a retail space. So what do we have to do? We have to find the largest possible portion that we can use has to be for displaying of our products and for our selling areas. So what we can do to save space, if we have a TV for display or we are displaying some boards, we can put it high on the wall. We can have a storage space higher. So those showcases or display units can be higher, and we can try and place it in such a way that our spaces they can be reutilized. You can move the browsers from left to right. You can have your shelves that can be removed and redone in another space of the store. So you have to have innovative ideas to make sure you use your available space properly, something like this. So when we're talking about shortage of storage space, how are these reported? So it is the job of the store operation assistant to make sure that the space is properly maintained and utilized, as we have discussed earlier. So shortage of storage space is a common problem in every retail store. So no matter how much storage the retail store already has, we need to have more space to store more merchandise. We need to keep our merchandise updated. We need to have that non-selling areas as well. So we cannot keep changing. We have to sell our products. We have to have storage space. So one of the problems that we have to solve here is finding and organizing more storage space in retail stores. Then we are talking about stock storages. Stock storages are unexplained differences in the value of goods as determined by physical count from the goods that the records show should be in hand. So let's look at an example. We get the products into the store, we have got it from our supplier, and we've noted down in our books. So supposing I say there are 100 units of a particular product, but when I go to count it, I find that there are only 98 products. So two products have gone missing. So when the total value of the stock found during physical stock taking is less than the book value, then there is a shortage. That is an excess of the book stock over physical stock. So shortages can be of two types: real or physical, which is actual shortage, and apparent, which is clerical. So real shortage, it occurs when goods are lost to the business in one of a number of ways, such as theft, loss, breakage or spoilage, overissue and undersupply. So somebody, it could be employees, it could be customers, they could have stolen something or broken something, or it may have been overissued and it's not mentioned in the books, or they have been undersupply and the books have been noted correctly but the supply has not come through. Or we can have clerical shortage, which occurs through faulty checking of goods on reception. So you've got goods, you assume you got 100 goods but you got only 99. You did not check them. A smaller quantity of goods is accepted than actually invoiced and paid for. So unexpected physical shortages are popularly known as either shrinkage or leakage. So what is shrinkage or leakage? It is when the actual shortage happens due to some clerical issues. So this is all that we were going to discuss today. So I hope it was easy for you to understand the shortage of storage space, how the storage space has to be utilized. You can always identify that with the home that you're living in. You have allocated space for the bedroom, for the kitchen, for the bathrooms, for the area where you need to sit and study, for the area where your guests come in. The same way the retailer also has to make sure that the space that he has is optimally utilized. So thank you for watching. Stay safe and have a good day.